guys. Oi, oi. Happy Friday. I wanted to start by Union Station because Union Station, you know, we're going to Chinatown. So Union Station, that is where Chinatown used to be. So in 1933, they started demolishing the old Chinatown to build this new touristy Chinatown. If you want to dig deeper into that, let me know actually in the comments. I'm happy to talk about that. Hey Carrie, hey man. It's really hot down here. There's the post office, 90001. I forgot how many zeros. So we'll trip up here because it's kind of a little breezy. Barrow Street. Hey, sister. Nice to see ya. As we head over to Chinatown, I'm sure you've seen the news. I don't know why I say it like that. The news. Anyway, I'm sure you've seen the news. Trash in LA. We'll live. We're all right. So I'll definitely mic check. Oh, okay. Mic check. You can't hear me? Sort of low sound. Alright, hold on. Test, test, test. Let me know if that's any better. I'll kind of pause. This is definitely more me. Oh, it looks like it's peaking. Hold on. Oops. On. Just want to literally, like, I hate this stupid mic system. It really sets the whole thing off on the wrong foot. Alright. Almost dropped it. Still caught it using one hand. Alright. I'm gonna pop a squat. Stand by. Okay. Test, test, test. Let me know. Let me know if that sounds better. It should. If not, we're doomed. Looks like everything is registering on my end. All right, great. Thanks, Cecilia. All right. Hopefully it's not too loud. It looks like it's actually peaking. I actually could fix that, so let me know if that's an issue before we go too far. Anyway, I wanted to start off at Union Station. I want to start off at Union Station and have you hear me because that's where Chinatown was originally. They built that, or it was finished in 38. Chinatown was torn down in 33. And then this new Chinatown was ready to go. A fun touristy area in 1938. I think it enjoyed a really, right? It's a perfect fit. I wish I had a safety pin, and I'm not gonna lie. I probably should have crossed the street right over there. The funny thing about Los Angeles and music is I didn't realize how many bands were from here or got a start here. I didn't really think of it as a music capital. Well, I mean, I did, but I didn't. So I've enjoyed exploring these punk scenes, and there were many in the late 70s, early 80s. The kind of thing, they were pretty cool, I think. Because they were all inclusive before we said that. So we're gonna like wiggle through Chinatown. I'm gonna try to walk this sort of back street a little bit before we get there. We're gonna talk about who played here, a little bit about the proprietors of the two different feuding clubs. I will tell you, there is also a PBS documentary on the Chinatown punk wars. It's really interesting. Try to get those all out at the beginning. Well, still a little punk attitude here. So we'll cross the street. We'll get to Chinatown. Still a ton of, and by a ton I'm exaggerating, but you know, still some stuff going on in LA. Not what you're seeing on the news. We did walk up Sunset Strip. I'd like to do a second Sunset Strip. It was actually more of a what's haunted on Sunset Strip. That's really, I don't know because I didn't find it, but it would be really interesting to have like that would be a pretty cool movie. Actually. Just the Chinatown punk scene. I mean, and maybe they'd do another one about the Hollywood and then Duarte and all of the other punk scenes. I think I need to explore more like Chinatown nostalgia versus history because I bet this was like a poppin' place in the 60s for tourists. It's so close to Union Station. Right over there. And if you were visiting somebody at the Twin Towers, I don't know what we call that jail. You could pop over to Chinatown. I used to come over to Chinatown when I was had to spend a couple hours at Union Station. But the craziest part of it is I never really quite found the most decorated part of Chinatown. That's really cool back in the clay. Have you seen the documentary? Of course I've seen it on YouTube, but not PBS. I think I'm really gonna do a little PBS supporting if I can. Right. I grew up on PBS.
Está bueno que le den en la madre.
Chinatown has a really great look and energy, and I think I tried to look for an apartment in this area at one time as a sort of wanting to live downtown. Not easy to find in my price point. Hey, Nomad. This was a little before my days that I went to clubs, except some of them say all ages, so I was definitely alive. I don't mean to fib to you in any way. But had I been a couple years older, I definitely would have hung out down here. I did hang out at some clubs in punk clubs in Boston, or Cambridge rather. On my coast, that's the East Coast that I grew up on, K-Rock was legendary. People would go away to California for a vacation for a couple of weeks, everybody would come back. Maybe only the really cool kids talking about K-Rock. We had kind of like a similar station, although it definitely played local music and a lot more British stuff. Hey, thank you so much. Wear sunscreen. The question is, do we actually cross the street? No, this is like a shade. This is like a tree canopy. It's pretty lovely. Some little misters and it would be all hooked up. I feel like it's a cool place to live. It also can be draining to some people. Like there are a lot of YouTubers who are like, why LA is a big dark cloud? Or maybe they're not YouTubers, they're TikTokers. And yeah, there's some cloud. Every cloud has a silver lining. Puppy. That's not a really great expression for every single situation. I'm kind of like, I don't know if I feel cool living here, but ouch, that sign just cut my face. Um, I'm kind of proud to live here, to be honest with you. Yeah, super bright day, so super bleached out. I could really eat a thing of cherries, except I hate the mess they would make all over the front of my shirt, and that would be the case. And I also, you know, I think there are, to be honest with you, a few less people on the street than I usually see. I mean, we come down here and it's Friday afternoon, the sidewalks are usually jammin' slammin'. In fact, I'm gonna cross the street with these two lovely people. Or maybe I'll cross here and then cross without those two lovely people. I was following their lead. Now I see that it was not wise. That's how I felt when I lived in Boston, just to get out of New Hampshire. But I will tell you, I'd gone to Boston so much as a teenager that it kind of lost its luster pretty quickly. I realized it was a pretty small town. The thing I really love about LA is it is a melting pot. It's a bunch of different kind of vibrant people, not so vibrant sometimes. People born here, people not born here. I mean, like, I didn't get to walk through this growing up and be exposed to stuff like this. It's really the magical thing about a large city. You might not want to live there. It is loud. It can be overwhelming. Right? I kind of feel like that too. I wasn't running away from anything moving out here, but I was like, eh. Boston was pretty small, actually, is what I came to discover. You would run into the same people over and over and over again. I felt like it was a little cliquey. I thought I would move there and it would be like open-minded. I talk about it. I love Boston, though, don't get me wrong. I talk about it being a little bit antique is maybe the word I want to use. Provincial is the word I most commonly use. People will appear to have, hey, BD. LA is the first place I've lived where I've just felt comfortable in my skin and not. I know you think that everybody here, there we go, is plastic surgery'd out and has glass skin. So it'd be a total recipe for not feeling particularly great about yourself, but au contraire. Exact opposite. Happy Friday, BD. Where? It's never too late to be a movie star. Oh, hey, we walked down here a couple of days, which was months ago after the fire incident, and this place still has not opened. That was like 2 months ago. So I was going to, as soon as we were done with this interesting history walk, just shut everything off and then try to do a members live stream, because I swear I figured out how to do that once before, but I did, and it was from my laptop, which Of course, I'm not using my laptop to do this. Can you imagine? I almost trip on everything anyway. So first stumbling upon Chinatown, it seems kind of pretty magical, actually. If this is the one day that they tell me I can't walk through here, I'll be pretty Larry David, like, angry. It's a real bummer that they have everything, like, cordoned off also, because that kind of ruins the atmosphere. So this Chinatown, we're not diving too deep into the history, you know, is a redo. Because they tore down the original Chinatown to build Union Station. So in 1938, this opened. Almost 100 years old. It's like a veritable set. And in the center of this set, that's what we're gonna talk about tonight. Tonight, and by tonight I mean this afternoon. So as I was saying, like, punk in LA came from kind of everywhere. I think mixtape. I think this lady just ran in under my camera. We talked about Hollywood, hit the Germs, Go-Go's, X, South Bay, Black Flag, they're pretty historic, Circle Jerks. East LA had Chicano punks, right? The Brat, not to be confused with the Brat. Los Eligos. Plugs. And then there was also queer and feminist voices. So Alice Bagg, who shows up a lot in something I watched on PBS. And then Frank. I remember getting a record by Frank when I was like 16 or 17. And the Castration Squad. Queer Rage. So Madame Wong's, which I didn't even say right, the Velvet Punk Room, we should call it. My neck is really sweating. I'm going to stand in the shadow. We'll go look at Madame Wong's in a second. I want to read to you, but I also think that we should see if we can find a picture of Madame Wong. Hold, please. There we go. Let's talk about her first. Madame Esther Wong. Jackie Chan filmed here. I'll show you that after. But yeah, that's Madame Wong right there. Let's tell you a little bit about her. So her place is at 949 Sun Mun Way. We will walk to it in a second. Sweaty neck. Esther Wong. So she was Shanghai born and opened this place in 1970. At first she only booked Polynesian acts. I remember Polynesian stuff kind of being big in my very early youth. I, And then promoter Paul Greenstein suggested, oh, Madame Wong thought it was ugly music, actually. But she also saw the packed tables. By October 1978, she was booking Go-Go's, X, the Police, the band. It doesn't feel like 78. It feels like 87. I'm telling you. Thanks for checking on the weather. So by 1978, she was booking the Furies, the No, then the Go-Go's, the Police, and X. But on her terms. We'll back up and look at it. We're not looking at it right now. Again, super sunny. No violence and no trashing. Madame Wong's place was not going to get trashed. The Go-Go's were really nobody until they blew audiences away, and Madame Wong kept booking them. And they got their start in the Hollywood punk scene. We definitely talked about that when we did that. She once threw the Ramones off stage to clean bathroom graffiti. I think she's somebody whose good side I would definitely want to be on. I'm gonna step into a shady spot. It's also the bands that some really well-known bands that got their start here. The Motels, crazy. I have a really good like Motels story from when I was a kid. It was like the first mixtape I ever had the Motels and the Human League on it. It was pretty life-changing. Oingo Boingo also came from Madame Wong's. The Black Flag, Black Flag, the Ramones, and the Knack. Located at 949 Sun Mun Way, Chinatown. Right next door to Madame Wong's was the Hong Kong Café. So at Madame Wong's, think clean, polite, you could still rock out, no mosh pits. It was a supper club. At the Hong Kong, which is right across the way. Barry Seidel and Kim Turner opened Hong Kong Café on June 5th, 1979. It was loose, fearless, all ages punk friendly, dirty, chaotic, and beloved. Germs the bags, plugs, alley cats made it their war room. I'm gonna go back into the shade over here under Madame Wong's. Actually, a funny story is that Black Flag played so loud they set off the alarms here. I don't know which I prefer, the like polish or the chaos. Legendary bands played down here, and like all kinds of them. I want to show you a few pictures I found. I definitely highly recommend that PBS documentary. It's a lady from the bags at the Hong Kong Café. We're talking about late 70s to early 80s. So, I wanted to show you a picture of Madame Wong's, but it's, oh, there it is. Can't make it any bigger. Strange. Oh, there we go. Rumor has it that now I'm never going to be able to get rid of it, so I hope you really enjoy that pic. I'm sorry, I'm standing outside a benevolent association. What really makes this story kind of cool is the places were so close to each other. So one place was super nice with punk bands. The other place was crazy and anything goes. Also a supper club though. I just want to make sure I have a bunch of points here I'd love to make. Oh yeah, so Chinatown was all over punk cinema too. Kind of the Western civilization, we've spoken about that before. Repo Man. Fabulous Stains, they're all breathing in this neon grit. Somebody mentioned Rush Hour, which is definitely after this time, but that was filmed right over here. And if you don't believe me, they painted it on the wall, but we'll see that in a second. And we're gonna miss the crosswalk. Not only was it filmed here, it was a bestseller movie by Jackie Chan. The really cool thing about this whole scene and those scenes back there was they were really do-it-yourself, right? They weren't like on Instagram. Kids were like making zines. I used to love zines. I even love these cool stickers that cover things telling you what not to do. I have no idea what I can't do here. Shot under the neon of Chinatown. Like, this was a flyer. Sorry. I want it to be a little bigger. So this was a flyer for the Hong Kong Café. No sexy pictures of Black Flag, all glossy, just like DIY. I would hang this on my wall. I think it's pretty cool. And how would kids know about them? They would find the flyers, stapled to telephone poles. I'm surprised I was able to find any of those things. Let me see, I thought I had something else too. I had that. I dug up this also, and by dug up I mean looked it up on the internet. Okay, we talked time machine. Maybe that's a time machine I might want to go back into. We're going to talk a little bit more. I want to take a second to thank my members. I thought that was going to be a dark background, but it wasn't. Thank you guys so much. I'm still editing the Ripley's Believe It or Not video, believe it or not. I haven't decided if I want to add anecdotes. My computer is just full and running slow, so it's only 35 minutes. I'm like 20%, actually I would say 50% done. I'll finish it. Anyway, thank you. So like downtown Hollywood, maybe, which had been given up because the movie industry, wasn't in that area anymore. This area had probably been given up for another area. I don't have any knowledge of that to speak to. I would love to look into it, the rise and fall of New Chinatown, and hopefully rise again. But like, it was born out of need to make money in a place that wasn't making money anymore, and Rodney Rock, Rodney in the Rock. Hey Ricky. Hey Ricky. What's really cool, I feel like one thing I kind of hope all the time is that, you know, with the internet closing stores, sorry, Grandpa, with the internet closing stores, people more so wanting to shop from their home and theaters going away, that people start creating live experiences and underground clubs again. I mean, there are a few in LA. I just am also maybe not quite cool enough to go to all of them. But some of them. So these are screen printers. I would love to have something screen printed by them, maybe for this channel, but it would probably cost $100 for a t-shirt. I tell this story all the time. If you're new here, you've never heard it before. I remember the very first time I had come up here, the guy told me I couldn't take pictures. I did have a camera though. So there are lots of like galleries and art shops, and it's a really cool place to like wander. And also, I'm gonna let these guys just do their job. We've wandered here before. There's almost nobody up in this part, so if you just want to hang out, it's a pretty cool spot to go. If you want to take a picture for your Instagram and I'm not here, it's a pretty cool spot to do it. I don't know, this is definitely not the original sign, but a pretty cool gallery. Under 24-hour surveillance. Good. I want to make sure I mention everything. I just kind of wish it was slightly better traveled so more things could be open down here. But I kind of love it that it's like a little deserted movie set in a way. And it seems it might have been that way for a long time. So we were talking about how people promoted those shows. They were just Xeroxing things or Sharpieing them. Remember I used the L marks a lot though. There were also zines that chronicled downtown's punk scene. Slash and Flipside. I think, to be honest, if you come down here, it's like you go to Olvera Street and walk around for an hour, have something to eat, walk over to Union Station maybe, and then walk over here for like an afternoon, I almost said afternoon delight. Maybe not that, but, you know, like a treat of some sort. Just in conclusion to all the punk happenings, I know this wasn't deeply informative, but I encourage you to look up stuff, and I would say if you want to know more, leave a comment and I can dig deeper another time. We're going to still walk downtown a little bit and walk through Chinatown a little bit. I feel like rough trade is still around. It's also like a gear shop in LA. Ain't no maybe about that. So I think I'm gonna walk back through downtown. Ooh, cool. It would. Half of me would want to live there, maybe not with the clothes, but just to have a, I don't know, house on the street like this. So busy, so close to DTLA. So I will, another really cool little print shop. I will, I have never eaten down here. Not for any particular reason, and I really wouldn't mind, but I've just have never eaten at a Chinese restaurant down here. The only place I've eaten at down here is the French dip Philippe. I think I love Chinese cuisine. I ate a lot when I was a kid. Mostly Cantonese, but and Mandarin. But hi, walk signal. It's always like the fourth or fifth thing I want. I love the spices. It just usually is too many vegetables, mushrooms. I'm a baby, remember. I've got the taste of the palate of a 4-year-old. Also Indian food. I love the seasonings, but and I love making curry. I feel like the Chinese food in Boston was just probably the best and a lot easier to get, especially where I live. Like, you could walk down the street and go to a place that sold plantains, and then go to a place that sold pupusas, and then go to a place that sold ice cream. I really loved my neighborhood in Boston. I lived in Jamaica Plain. And then Chinese food. The Chinese food place that I used to go in Jamaica Plain had it was like a booth behind bulletproof glass. I actually felt like that was the worst place I had ever lived, at the point that the Chinese food restaurant had to have bulletproof glass in it, or plexiglass. Up to that point in my life, I've dipped down lower now. I love the issue with my experience with Asian food is my father cooked a lot of fish-based Asian dishes, and I just don't like things that have fish sauce in them per se. Like, if it has any kind of fishy taste, I'm out. But I will eat some fish. So if I get Chinese food, I'm usually getting like whatever Americanized dish I can get that doesn't have mushrooms in it. Maybe something with a pancake. I never, in the entire time I lived there, went to a market, on farmer's market, actually. I feel like I never heard of them till I moved here. Mushu pork, yeah, or mushu beef. Or anything with a pancake. I love those little scallion pancakes. But like basically what's a scallion pancake but a savory pancake? Hey Wiley. So we're gonna walk in the direction of downtown. I'm gonna try to avoid the stuff going on, but I mean if we see something, we see something. We're not here for the I'm here for the protest, but we're not here for the protest. But this is LA, and as you can see, people are living their lives. And the other really awesome thing is we probably won't get any trolls on here because it says Chinatown Punk. So the Nightbot can chill out a little bit. So they are having a lot of matches downtown for the not downtown, but all over the country, but all over Los Angeles too, for the parade tomorrow. I know I really want to go to Howlin' Ray's, but that's probably not the best example of Chinese food either. It's really crazy because the little plaza, the mall-like thing that Howlin' Ray's is in, Howlin' Ray's is slamming, and every other place was empty every time I walked through there. It is really bright. I'm missing a little bit of chat. Yang Chow is your favorite. What do you get at Yang Chow? Maybe I ought to take some recommendations and we ought to come down here, Joe, and get some Chinese food. Slippery shrimp. What is slippery shrimp? What kind of flavor is that? I really love shrimp. I just don't always get them. But I'm trying not to be political today. When did you live in Boston, Cecilia? Or did we already talk about that? LA has a rule, which is 2 cars through a yellow light, which turns into 4 cars through a red light. It scares me. Oh, I could definitely eat that. See, that's perfect. I also love any kind of noodles as long as they don't have mushrooms. I don't even mind the flavor of mushrooms. I love mushroom salt. I love, what are those fancy mushrooms? The truffles. I just don't like the texture of mushroom. Kind of skeeves me out. Or olives. Really? I also love ordering through a window. I think I need a meal. Well, I actually just had a wrap before I left home because I figured I wasn't going to eat anything down here. But I need like a salad or something cold, like a ice cream. We're walking in the direction of 7th just to see what we see. But I know a few spots now. you. Yeah, so Howlin' Rays is in here. We've walked in there many times. I felt intimidated by those two guys coming out. I'm kidding. I'm loving this walk today. I'm not like stuck behind anybody or in front of anybody. I haven't gotten the middle finger yet. I did get it yesterday when we were getting ice cream. It was pretty sweet. Yeah, I really especially I just hate all olives. However, I have had olive tapenade, which I kind of love because you don't get as much of a mouth feel of the olive. Oh my god. Well, maybe I need to be on medicine, but you don't get that like that. And I think I've eaten mushroom tapenade too. But I love the flavor of mushrooms. It's just the texture kind of reminds me of, I don't know, skin. Sorry. Joseph loves mushrooms and olives. Think about how horrible and lacking his life is because we can never eat olives. I also used to not. I once went with somebody that didn't like onions, and I think that's worse. Onion is such a great smell and flavor. It really adds anything. You could take an onion and put it in water and make soup. I'm kidding, I've never done that. But probably onion soup. Hey, Lori. Welcome, welcome. If I miss anybody, you are totally welcome here. I'm just blinded by the light. There's the Teochew Association. This is such a beautiful building. We're coming up on City Hall. I mean, not that close. Someone's listening to Don't You Know That You Are a Superstar? I can't remember who sings that. Don't you? It's like a 70s or early 80s anthem. I can't sing in tune low, but if I belt it out, I can sing in tune, but I'm gonna scare these ladies over here, and that's no good. Bad Company. Somehow I knew you would know it, Cecilia. Cecilia, even with my my poor humming of it. All right, straight ahead, Hall of Justice. I think we're going to go straight ahead and cross. Actually, we're gonna go left. So I see a police officer has blocked the road up there. Maybe the entrance to the freeway. I don't know of anything going on right now downtown. Like literally I'm walking towards the direction of ice cream. I support the protesters. I don't support the smashing of things so much because I really love buildings, although I love people more. I'm just whispering that. Look, we're on historic Route 66. Changing the subject. All right. Also, I don't think that's a really... It's a sexy view, but it's not that sexy of a walk. I'm going to take it anyway, because I guess they're just blocking the freeway. It also seems like the least furthest block that we can cross from City Hall. I really don't have the signal to get too close today. The other day I was able to walk through everything because we were pairing phones to do it. In the future, it's something I will probably explore doing. But we're working up to that. Let's get 2,000 subscribers first. And hey, if you're just watching for the first time, Madame Wong definitely says like and subscribe. I'll never be able to get the picture off again. Well, there'll be a lot of protesting happening this weekend. So, on the other side of this building, we were there last Friday actually when we walked through Olvera Street. You can see the back of that church. Is this only a freeway entrance? No. I got scared it was only a freeway entrance and I was gonna look like a cracker. But I don't know. So, destination. I'm trying to stay out of any area that's off limits also. I like that Madame Wong was able to make money off of that, but still have her own, still have them not mess up her cafe or her, whatever you want to call it, supper club. Sorry. So, 101 freeway on-ramp looks like it's blocked off. Again, we are a couple blocks away from where something's happening. I'm sure there's someone on live streaming it. So we probably already walked, and I don't have my watch on, 1 mile, eh? We've seen nothing but people on the street. It's really just one mile square radius right down there. We were there we actually walked through there on Friday, but also Sunday and Monday. Oops. So, Friday freeway, HE double hockey stick. I'm so glad I'm not driving anywhere. Well, it's bad news for those people because they're not either. It looked like he was trying to get away from the camera. It is really beautiful here today. I'm kind of hot for some reason though. But I'm kind of hot for some reason. So a couple weeks ago, when we were walking through Silver Lake, I told you we saw a celebrity sitting down. They even looked at the camera and smiled. And this lady's hilarious. I just couldn't remember her name. But She was sitting in front of Erewhon. And she has a new Hulu area special. Hulu's the only channel I have, so, well, it's not really the only channel I have, but we're just about to give up Hulu for the summer. Switch over to Netflix for some fun. I still haven't seen Black Mirror. No spoilers, please. Please. Atsukuko, I can't say her last name, but she is quite funny. I haven't seen that special yet, but I saw her on a couple of other things and they're pretty funny. Also, I like her aesthetic a lot. And this is just always a stunning, stunning, stunning shot to get of Los Angeles when you're coming up on these buildings over here. Again, not on fire. Phyllis Diller was great. I loved her in that movie about the house under the that was like built under the sea. I can't remember what the name of it was. It's fantastic. Also, just fodder for the drag community for years, Phyllis Diller. An American icon. Happy Friday, Brave Bull. You can rewind back to the punk stuff. It's really hot. I am going to be live streaming from the King's March here tomorrow. We will definitely try to hook up the two phones. Let's see what is happening down here. I'm here for this in my heart. We didn't walk down here for this.
¡Viva México! ¡Viva América! ¡Viva Latinoamérica! ¡Viva Sudamérica! ¡Viva la humanidad! ¡Viva el pueblo de Los Ángeles! ¡Viva la música!
Kind of made me a little heartbroken for me. Anyway, let me zoom back out. Well, they are now talking about Alex Padilla. Shocking also. All right. Yeah. So one really weird thing I noticed the other day. I wonder if they boarded it up further. Was they broke the door into the Los Angeles Times building, and you could kind of see the foyer, which was pretty cool. I don't know why they don't do something with this building and maybe not make it a restaurant. Sorry, that was really touching to me. We could all use a sombrero today. It's pretty sunny. I don't know, I hate that dirt area to my right. It really just... I don't know if it's been empty since they like trashed this street and straightened it out, or if it's recently emptied. I'm sure it was... I feel like there's a lot of parking garages dedicated to the LA Times, which is no longer there. I just tripped. I don't even know what. All right. I just dig this building. I would love to legally go inside of it. Yeah, they destroyed the doors so you could actually see the foyer. Foyer. That's French for hallway. Entrance. Anyway, it's really cool. It had a globe. It looked like a lair. And it was also lit up inside too, which is kind of weird. So this building's been abandoned for I don't know how many years, ever since the LA Times moved out of LA. Or Dondo Beach. I always forget where it moved. We're coming up on Broadway, North Broadway, really. A sure shot, fun walk for us, so we're gonna take a left. I have to say, I'd also be really into a sure shot ice cream stop. I'm not gonna go to McConnell's. I wanna go for a ride with him. Hey. Right? It looked like a movie set. I wouldn't ride on any escalator, but escalator. I'm not drunk or high. I wouldn't ride on a motorcycle with somebody. It scares the living itchy out of me. Like, I hate scratching my legs, or breaking them, or severing them off. But anyway, I would have gotten on that motorcycle. That looked like a cushy ride with some loud jams. Also classics. When I get in a sidecar, I want to hear those funk classics. Funk classics. There's a reference to something there. I know, I meant motorcycle. They both have a lot of syllables. Syllables. All right, historic Broadway train station on the E line, which I've never got on or off at. Very modern, petite, demure little train station. Does what a train station should do. Our 2nd Street tunnel is up ahead. I almost want to walk on Hill Street because I feel like it's a little shadier, but I think we get a break a little further down here. So, this is Los Angeles. I can't see my screen, but if you've just subbed or joined, thank you so much. I see Joe is busily working the deck right now. So thank you. I thank you so much. We really appreciate the support. All right, I'm gonna go. We're heading down Old Theater Row. Lots of stories here. Lots of different stories here. Actually, like layers of Los Angeles paint. These are ones, some of them were vaudeville, but they were like once grand movie palaces, and then the people moved on and it was Black Broadway. And then the Mexican people saved the movie palaces with a lot of Spanish films down here. It's kind of, I love Broadway. If it were up to me, you know, I'd be going around and screwing in light bulbs and restoring old murals all the time. Broadway really, we have bigger things to deal with in Los Angeles than old buildings and light bulbs, I suppose. And I think as a country, probably more important things than painting old buildings, screwing in light bulbs. But some of these old buildings could be turned into affordable housing because we do have a real housing crisis. We're walking down to, I think, 6th and Spring or 7th and Spring. Cecilia, thank you so much. Yesterday I got hearts, butterflies, or sparkles. Cecilia, thank you so much for the support. And if I missed anybody, Joe, be sure to thank them for me. I'm standing in a little shade right now so I could see what's going on in the chat. I've got 6 seconds to cross the street, and that is really just what I'm gonna do because it is so much shadier over here. I would love to show you my arm, but maybe that's for another channel. I have a gimbal tan, if you can imagine that. So my right arm mostly, is permanently holding this thing up. So I have a tan, except for in the folds of my arms. It looks like, it's pretty funny looking actually. Looks like a mistake. Let me see if I can get better. There we go. The sky is blue. Oh, I am rocking it this summer, even with sunscreen on. No amount of tan is good for you, but I just feel a little nicer. I've had a Apple Watch for, 5 years, and I wear it every day. My skin under that is like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Donut shop. Oh, there's nobody there. I really much prefer ice cream. It's so much less bloating, right? It's a healthier choice. It's got protein. I just recently learned about La Boo Boo. I'm kind of out of it in that manner. But they seem like they're cute and driving children crazy. Wait, a Labubu is just a Beanie Baby? I thought it was more like, I don't know, it talked. What was that doll or that toy that talked and it had kind of like a beak? And it looked like a gizmo from Gremlins before they ate. Just don't worry, this is a big city. It's just a regular ambulance in a big city. We see them all the time. Furby. That's exactly right. Furbies were kind of scary. Like, why did it need a beak? I just feel like beaks are for ripping your eyes out. Kidding. I don't really love birds. In my day, it was Teddy Ruxpin with an audio cassette in his bag. I also think Teddy Ruxpin, anything with moving eyes that move on their own, is kind of freaky to me. We've already spoken about my mother's Shirley Temple dolls. Exactly. Beautiful day. All right. Making our way. So we are at 5th. I was watching some of the protests from New York last night, and I was like, are they in downtown now? It was pretty cool how much certain parts of New York. Oh, the Chucky doll. When did Chucky come out? I don't know if I was afraid of Chucky, but remember that movie with Karen Black, Trilogy of Terror, and those little tiny dolls with the knives and teeth? Those little tiny things really scared me. I figured a giant would just stomp on me. Yeah, that's where I think I'm gonna go. So we gotta go 1 block over. So I might try. I'm definitely not gonna get the Dubai chocolate ice cream because they only put it in a cup and I can't eat with a spoon and walk around. I can barely walk around. But it's a new month, so they should have new flavors. So we were at 5th. Did I walk too far already? No. I kind of don't want to take any samples. I think they honked because they thought I was going to keep walking, which I wasn't. I don't like the samples because it requires little plastic spoons, lots of little plastic spoons, and I like to be able to just commit to an ice cream name. They're pretty straightforwardly named anyway. So the baklava was really good. I will get 2 flavors. I think I did last time. Sad thing is I can't remember the other flavor. Also, if it's really crowded, we'll walk around the block because it's a pretty small shop. I almost want to get the horchata. I really should get a membership card from here, right? I really want to get the horchata soft serve, but mixed with chocolate. So good, but I've already had that. I took the train. It actually was pretty on time. I'm also, I'm not going to be down here till curfew. I don't even know if there's a curfew tonight. We were down here for the curfew the other night and we had to take an Uber home. Although Carriopolis warned us, the trains were shutting down. He's got some really cool stuff, the guy that was just setting that sign up. They're classics, but twisted. Like a remix, but clothes. The arcade building is beautiful, and inside, I mean, everything is a little boarded up, so, you know, we're not at our prettiest. So here's 6th. If the ice cream shop is closed, that's it. Oh, I can cross, sorta, or run. Actually, it's on 7th, so we'll walk up Spring Street. Or walk down Spring Street. I'm gonna sneeze. All right. I actually took the microphone off instead of just looking away from the camera. Hey, thank you so much, LA Unknown. I wonder what kind of crowd we're expecting here in LA tomorrow if you guys are talking about the No Kings Day protests. We're definitely, this place, the Red Chicks, is so good. I've eaten there, courtesy of Uber Eats before. All right, I see paradise on the non-shady side of the street. I'm gonna cross over. We've never talked about that Hotel Hayward, I don't think, before, because it's not haunted. It's also international, that's what kind of makes it cool. It actually looks pretty cool from this aspect. That's a real block, New York-y looking block right there. Oh, I love me some mangoes.
Can she say hi?
Yeah, Cecilia, what is for dinner? Inspire me. Otherwise, I'm having a salad, which is great. I'll need one after ice cream. I just love that one. It's like three-dimensional. I talk about it all the time, but all right. Oh, that really does sound good. think we have some. How long does pesto stay good? I should have frozen it. It was actually jarred pesto. All right. I am probably not should be out here, but nobody looks like they're in paradise. We did not have a lot of pesto, believe it or not, but I really love it. I also love sun-dried tomato pesto. Okay. My only wish, oh my gosh, there's no one in there unless this guy goes in, and that's alright, it'll give us a chance to look. I'm gonna face the camera down when we look at the ice cream. Hey! Alright, you guys. Hey, how are you? I'm doing all right. Hey, thanks. Can I get... Is the soft serve working? Yeah, can I get a... Can I...
I just added right now is the black merchant has not ready yet. It's going to take about 10-15 minutes.
Okay, never mind. I love this. Can I get a baklava scoop and a chef's favorite, which is what?
The chef's favorite was lavender blueberries.
Okay.
Can you try it?
Maybe I'll get the banana sundae instead. It sounds like a better blend of flavors. No, I'm good. I don't need to try it. That sounds great. Can I get it in a waffle cone? Just a regular one. Thank you. All right. Yeah. Hey Joseph, go into the refrigerator and the freezer in the back of it. There's two prepackaged ice cream cones. Nah, I'm good. I hid them there just in case something like this were to happen. This way you could eat ice cream along. I'm serious, go move that bag of frozen berries and kale. You have a choice of caramel or chocolate. Whatever that Russian brand of ice cream is that they have at John's, a Duda. The horchata's not quite ready yet, so I'm definitely going whole hog for the just regular guy. And then we'll walk about. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I'll redeem them and right, no, I'm good. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. I'm gonna grab another one of those. Thank you. See ya. Take care. All right. Guaranteed. We got baklava again, and then banana sundae. Not as good as the ice cream in the freezers I have at home, but maybe. Mmm. Bananas first. Bananas on top. So good. I saw peanut butter ice cream there too. I really don't like peanut butter ice cream. Which is weird because I love peanut butter. So, banana ice cream tastes. This is ice cream 2 days in a row. I've got to pull out that rowing machine. Actually, it actually saved the points for me because it gave me $1 off my ice cream. It asked me if I wanted to redeem 100 points. Kind of crazy. I already have 100 points. And I swear, the only time I have been there is on the stream. But Joe, we really got to go. But sometime, maybe tomorrow when we're down here. But the Busam, was that the ice cream place we went to last night? That was the creamiest ice cream I've ever had. That is now the winner for best soft serve in the city that we've ever had. Hello. Okay. I've just dipped because I eat ice cream really fast. I'm also walking. I don't want it to melt. I've just gotten to the baklava, and somehow the phyllo dough is really crispy in there. So we're now on Main. Really old part of Los Angeles, kind of. I was saying that yesterday. I wasn't even talking about the kind of hand crank ice cream maker, but I was kind of wondering about, what's it called? The Ninja soft serve maker, but it looks like it just makes a pint of ice cream at a time. I've had many ice cream makers over the years. The best one was the last one that I had. It had a refrigeration unit built into it, stainless steel beauty, but I let a friend borrow it and they never returned it, years ago, which was fine because I didn't really have the space to store it. It was huge. I remember one summer, I love coffee ice cream. I made so much coffee ice cream. I could never have French coffee ever again. Just disgusting to me. French roast coffee. Hotel Cecil on the right. We're going to take a left. Oh. So we've gone completely around the block. I haven't finished my ice cream cone yet. And if you live in LA, I highly recommend this spot. If you're visiting LA, it's a little off the touristy path, but not far. Remember, Starbucks used to have ice cream in the grocery store. I feel like it was in the 90s. And it was so good. Me too. I love coffee ice cream. It's almost impossible. Even cheap coffee ice cream is usually good. There's something about French roast that's kind of like a peaty and loamy flavor that I just can't deal with anymore. I'm just OD'd on it. Haagen-Dazs, hilariously enough, like their vanilla ice cream always wins chef awards. I love the way Haagen-Dazs melts. Even though it's not a real word. I get really cheap whole bean coffee at the grocery store. And by cheap, I just mean it's inexpensive. It's like $9 or $10.99 for a pound. Whole beans, Colombian, half light, half dark. We're gonna cross over and then cross over. I'm done my ice cream, by the way. Don't be fooled by the 7-Eleven brand of ice cream. $2 crunchy tender Thursdays. Joseph, write that down. I could probably eat 4 crunchy tenders. Maybe 6. There is a lot of graffiti for sure. There's always a lot of graffiti. There's a extra special amount of graffiti right now. We'll get it cleaned up. LA is big on murals and painting and graffiti. It's always been our thing. It's the way we express ourselves. I don't always agree with it, but I get the frustration and the message. The last couple watermelons I've gotten have been kind of yucky. Like, we got one watermelon and we cut into it and threw it out. It was like a smaller watermelon. Why did we throw it out? It was like rubbery somehow. Or squishy in a way that a watermelon shouldn't be. We might have taken a bite out of it. I bought I had to go to Target the other day, so which I really have not been shopping there at all since a while. And I bought some brownie batter hummus. Think about it. First thought, disgusting. Second thought, brownie batter hummus. It was made with chickpeas. I was like, this seems really healthy. I got the brownie batter hummus. I got some strawberries, some bananas, so we could have like a healthy fruit thing. I go to open the hummus and it's moldy. I didn't bring it back. I threw it in the trash. I kind of regret that. I then looked up a recipe to make it and went to the grocery store the next day. I could probably make that. And they're out of cocoa powder and only had no cocoa powder, not even like a house brand. It's a lovely Pershing Square. Poor Eleanor's sandwiches. They just want to open and they probably already had to board themselves up. I like plain hummus too, or hummus with pine nuts on top of it. I just love pine nuts. I also love hummus with garlic or even a little sriracha. But dessert hummus, I was like, I gotta try it after being a little grossed out by it for a second. Pershing Square, we're not going there. It's a little too hot for the cement park today. I've never had lemon hummus. I've really never had any kind of like dessert hummus before, so that's why I was kind of intrigued by that. I have tried to make brownies with black beans before, which were, I think, good, but not good enough to make them twice. So hey guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm still walking a little bit. I just wanted to say thanks for being here. I know there's a lot of other streamers in Los Angeles right now. You definitely support them. I just wanted to offer you maybe a little different programming than what everyone else is doing. Mostly because I also get really angry watching this unfold, hearing the shit that is said about Los Angeles from a man that I didn't really like to begin with. But anyway, how many miles? Yesterday 9.2. Today I never started my watch. I never start my watch. Oh wait. My watch would have only started 14 minutes ago on its own. And so it says I'm at almost a mile. I've easily walked from Chinatown to 7th and back up. I think that's like 6 miles. I've got a... Me too. It's new. It's got a cute little puppy running on it. And it's just a nice aesthetic, overall aesthetic. So, woo, I have live streamed every day this week since last. I don't even know. I can't remember the last day I haven't live streamed. And twice in one day, also. Wink, wink. Um, I think I'm going to do a members only live stream when I'm out of town because we're going to go to Long John Silver's. I think I might bump the Glass Owl a little bit because honestly, like, it's complicated. Because of what happened this week, I sort of stopped, or I kind of forgot to post the clues. So I'm going to have to figure out how to rewind that. So I might push that for another week. Because it's complicated, and I don't want it to be too embarrassing. We're gonna go to Long John Silver, and I'm kidding. But when we're out of town, we want to go to Long John Silver's. But I'm trying to see if we can drive somewhere on our way home and live stream from there because it's one of my favorite little spots. Quirky little towns in Los Angeles. Or not in Los Angeles, but outside of Los Angeles. Is the Gianni building this guy? The weird thing about this building is it doesn't look real because it has that kind of sheen on it that they use to protect the buildings. But it's gorgeous, really gorgeous. And then I just love that there's a secret comic bar next door.
One guy wants to talk to you about what you're doing is interesting. He wants to know if it's about the protest or what's happening
Oh
today.
no, we just were in Chinatown. I was filming like a punk history tour, and then we kind of walked from Chinatown down to 7th Street, got some ice cream.
Okay.
We took a look at the protest. It was pretty beautiful. Some mariachi music going on there. I just walk around Los Angeles and film it and try to show people currently that it's not burning or being looted on every block, but usually that it's not a shithole to live in. It's a remarkable city. Some dark history, but
Right.
a remarkable city. Surdy. I can't even say that. Walking in LA, that's
Thank you.
the channel. Take care. Hey, Kasepi, you have a great, great day or night. And again, I really loved your sunrise live stream. I mentioned that yesterday. Incredible. It was exactly what I needed. Anybody doing anything cool this weekend? Anybody going to any protests of their own? Kind of happening around the whole country. The Brockman building is beautiful also. Louis reminds me of, it kind of reminds me of, we used to have a department store in Boston that had a restaurant in it. And now I can't remember the name of that department store. It became Barney's. And it had a bar called Bar Louis in it. The same kind of sort of aesthetic. I don't really know what is in Louis. Never gone. It's kind of crazy. I really, for some reason, thought that that parade was next year. Not like recently. Recently, in the past month, I've known, but for some reason, I was thinking Donald Trump can't be as old as 79. He's so sassy. The sass of a 60 something golden girl. Much like myself. Aging ahead of time. Yep. Gotta get the plywood up. I think I don't really know what has happened with the lawsuit and the National Guard and whatnot. So I know that they, at 12 o'clock, went back. There's the library. Went back to control of the governor of the great state of California, right? But then there's 14 days, etc. Like, I don't really understand. I don't really understand like what could happen right now or what is happening next. But you know what has been hilarious is watching Pete Hegseth in those hearings about sanctuary cities. No, the hearings about the army budget. Sorry, the military budget. Not a smart guy. I just want to know where was that Democrat fire when we needed it? The thing is, he's too smug to know that he got a new one ripped. Like, he's just seemed like, these are cool answers. I also watched Patel, Cash Patel, and he was getting ripped but was too smug to understand. He just thought, yeah, I'm a hotshot. I don't really want to talk about them. They really, those two in particular, and HHS guy was fucking crazy. Crazy, they make me crazy. Well, there are protests happening down here this weekend. Hopefully no bad actors show up. You know, it really doesn't help the cause. I understand we love spray painting and stuff. It just really doesn't help the cause, and it just makes Ice Barbie and Donald angrier, and to some extent helps them prove their point. Thank you, Nightbot. And it's Cecilia Wilson, I'm sorry. We missed you this week, definitely. I think I mentioned, I wondered where you were on both on the stream and then to Joseph, personally in private. And we went downtown and we watched a lot of the streamers who were covering it, and they just allowed the most nasty stuff to get said in there. So you may have used a word that was part of a nasty phrase, not nastily intentioned, and it kind of blocked it. I couldn't have people. I love LA. I love California. The news has made us look so shitty by just focusing on one little section of the city. And I didn't want to take any heartbreaking comments that would have really stirred my mad. So he also blocked Ty for using emojis. I fixed that. Like, literally hadn't heard from Ty in a couple weeks, and she popped on, and you know I love her emoji use. You can always tell it's Ty, and I literally blocked her. And then I think it blocked somebody else. I'm going to turn it off because most of those things we usually don't talk about in our chat because we are super respectful. Which I love. Occasionally we get a little out of control, but anyway, so I am at my train station. I'm gonna hop on the train. Thank you so much for joining me. Keep your eyes peeled on LA. I'll be live streaming tomorrow. Just take what you get with a grain of salt. I think the best coverage I've seen is actually from our local Fox affiliate, which that's me saying a lot. That's right. Welcome to my totalitarian YouTube world where I no longer allow free speech. I'm kidding. I just don't want any hate speech. You guys are the best. Just remember, the Nightbot's a bitch. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I will talk to you tomorrow. We'll be live streaming probably around noon. I think it goes 10 to 4. The protests here. Hopefully we can show you how well behaved Los Angeles is for a protest. It's not all about looting and spray painting and setting fires. We really definitely have a message. It's us first. Could be you next. Anyway, bye guys. Thank you so much. Have an awesome Friday night. Thanks again, Cecilia.